girl, we're back again.
You forgot the two other it's supposed to be back again, bitch. Like Alyssa Edwards does it.
Okay, well.
Okay, anyway, we're good.
I messed
we
that
are
up.
back from a very long hiatus. Holy shit.
Almost as long as the Steven Universe hiatus.
Oh my god.
Just kidding. Not that long. That's too long.
It's too fucking
But
long.
we took a hiatus, so
we needed a break.
Our number one fan, other than Savannah, my mother, could catch up. Because she just finished the last episode that we released. So we're back.
Shout out to Mariah's mother.
And Savannah.
And Savannah. Y'all are the best. Because we don't have
only
very many fans.
The only listeners we have.
Speaking of which, I'm going to derail us for a second.
Okay.
But I found our podcast soulmates. Yes.
Do tell.
So there is a podcast from Washington, D.C.
Ooh.
It's two girls just like us. Actually, I think they're younger than us. And the podcast is called Bisexuality. But T is like T-E-A as in sipping tea. And It's the same thing as us. They drink tea during the podcast and they say the fucking flavor of the tea before they record the podcast.
Here's the real question, though.
Yeah.
Do they spill the tea?
God damn it, yes! God damn it, yes!
Yes.
They spill the tea. They talk about, like, sexuality and being accepting of yourself. It's really, really cool. For those of you listening, aka Mariah's mother and Savannah, you should totally check them out because they're really, really good. I really like them. I wrote to them because I was really touched by their podcast, and they wrote back and they're like, "You're the sweetest! Oh my god!" So
yes, girl.
Yeah, yes, girl, work it. So they are our podcast soulmates, and
Sweet.
I'm very appreciative of them. So
I appreciate them because obviously they affected you,
mm-hmm.
and I mean I'm thankful for that. So. Cheers.
Cheers.
Speaking of
cheers.
Flavor of the day is mango loco.
That just tastes like syrup going down my throat. It really does. Like, I like it, but this one, Pacific Punch, is probably one of my favorite flavors ever.
Here's the thing. I really appreciate Pacific Punch because it's kind of like your childhood like fruit punch, and then they made it better so you actually like it as an adult.
Yeah. Also, paired with stuff, it's good.
That goes for all monsters. All of them.
The point is, Pacific Punch is my favorite, and that's the one that I'm drinking today because it's good. And I legit have been living off of cotton candy flavored Bang and the 0-calorie Monster for like the past 2 weeks.
Damn.
So I haven't had any other flavors.
This is why you come over to my house.
I know, because you're fucking stocked with monsters.
I literally stocked up like over winter break. And you're like, we're gonna need these.
Ready, bitch. Come at me, bruh. Okay.
Especially because college.
Oh, gross.
Yeah. All right. So,
anyways, our podcast is in favor of your birthday because your birthday was, how many days ago was it? It was like 4 days ago?
I don't know.
But it was on the 31st, so happy late birthday, Mariah. Yeah. She's 20 years old now. Oh my god, my little baby's grown up.
I know. I know.
But, oh my god, how does it feel? You're 20 now.
I'm 20 and I'm absolutely gorgeous.
Jesus Christ.
That's how I feel.
I mean, she's not wrong, but
I'm absolutely gorgeous.
Oh my god. Okay.
I love it because I'm no longer a teenager, so people can't be like, that run teenagers.
And you're like, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah,
I'm 20
can't do that anymore. But I had a great birthday.
You did? What'd you do?
I got to see my favorite movie, Some Like It Hot, at my favorite theater.
That's a good movie.
It's a good movie, and I got to see it at the Bears Tooth.
They played it at Bears Tooth?
Yes, on my birthday.
Girl, you have the best fucking luck in the universe.
Right?
Like, how the hell does this happen to you?
See, I'm just waiting. Like, I feel like, here's the thing. You got this, like, karma wheel, and it goes like this. You got a bunch of really, really good karma, and then you get something bad happening. And so I feel like I'm in the upswing because, like, before this in like high school, kind of.
Yeah, high school was a shitty time for you.
And then like freshman year of college.
Really shitty time for you. I know.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm finally.
You're like,
I'm in the
my time. This is my time.
Yes, which is why I feel gorgeous because I feel like it's going well.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Happy late birthday again.
Thank you.
I'm really glad that you got to see your favorite movie at fucking Beartooth.
I know. The stars aligned, my girl. The stars aligned.
Fucking universe. Speaking of stars and alignment and universe and supernatural things, which is what this podcast is for. What are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about one of the most haunted places in the world, the great Queen Mary.
Dear God.
I couldn't do
Dear
that.
God.
I couldn't really do that in like a...
The Queen Mary.
Yes. Of Her Royal Majesty's... Whatever the S stands for. I think it's ship. I literally think it's Royal Majesty's.
Oh, RMS.
Ship. Yeah.
RMS Queen Mary. Her Royal Majesty's ship. I don't know. Seafaring something. I don't know.
But that wouldn't be like one letter. It's an acronym for something.
I don't know. But, okay, the Queen Mary, I have heard so many fucking stories about that place.
So, yeah.
It's on my list of places to go. Like, I want to see it.
We should definitely do a trip to California.
You cannot pay me money to stay overnight there. Like, I will not. Don't you fucking there. Like, I will not stay overnight.
What if we got to stay there for free?
If you pay me $500,000.
Oh,
wait,
girl.
No, that's not much. If you pay me $500,000, I will probably stay there. Or more. At least $500,000.
At least $500,000. Okay. I think that's a little... I will stay there.
Fucking scary.
I will stay there for the price of a new car.
God damn it. I will stay there for the price of my rent for the next 6 months.
Just kidding. I would actually stay there if like I got to stay there, like someone paid for my room there. I'd totally stay there.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay to sleep there.
But if
someone paid me to do it, then I'll be like, I guess.
You don't even have to really pay me. Like if we're down in Long Beach, California for some reason, and someone was like, "Hey, you want to stay at the Queen Mary for free and maybe record a podcast episode?" I'd be so incredibly down with that because I would not sleep.
Yeah.
We would not sleep, and then we go to Disneyland.
I'm not fucking going to Disneyland, but yeah, sure.
It's the happiest place in the world.
Is it though?
Here's the thing. After a really scary experience, it's definitely the happiest place in the world.
You're fucking right. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
All right. So we're gonna go down some of the haunted stories about the Queen Mary, and then we're gonna close out this episode with a personal experience because I, in fact, have not stayed on the Queen Mary, but I have visited it. And I definitely got some creepy stuff there.
Before we start, can I just reiterate our setting?
Yes.
We're in a freaking RV.
Yay!
It's grand. There's dark corners freaking everywhere. There's only like 2 lights going on.
Yep.
And I am genuinely spooked right now, so let's go ahead and get this shit started.
It will get more spooky because someone might come and turn the light on to the garage.
I have settled my nerves for this. Okay, all right.
All right, so we're gonna set the mood.
Are we? It's so spooky. Do not make this into a fucking ASMR.
Did you know there was an ASMR a Super Bowl video, like a commercial?
Yes, I fucking saw it. I was like, what the fuck is this?
But I appreciate it for one thing.
Why?
I think it was the only commercial that had Dolby Atmos because I was upstairs and the game was on and I actually heard it like when she switched mics and like went to one side of the mic and then the other side. I actually heard it like switch sides of the room.
God.
And then when she like twirled the bottle, it like did a circle. I was like, I mean, I appreciate that. That is some high quality audio there, but use it for other shit.
Yeah, ASMR is good on my nerves. Not because they're not soothing. They are. If I'm in the right mood, I'll like watch an ASMR video, but for the most part, it's just no. You know those slime ASMRs where all you hear is the slime? That's so unsettling to me. It's like,
or the pickle one.
Ew! Why is that a thing?
I don't know.
Why the fuck? Okay, you know what? We're not making this an ASMR.
Okay, you know what else is a thing, though, that doesn't make sense as a thing? A video of Diva from Overwatch, like a cosplayer, literally, like, farting and then slapping her butt and being like, nerf this. Why is that a thing?
Okay,
I don't know.
That sounds like, the beginning of a porno, so...
I don't know why it's a thing, but it is, and I don't get it.
That's disgusting.
Bottom line. Doesn't make sense.
It really doesn't. People are weird. All right, let's stop talking about that.
But you know what? We're also weird. We'll admit that.
Not in that way.
But not in that way.
Like, that's
we're
just
weird
gross.
because we're sitting in an RV recording a podcast for like 5 people to listen to.
Stop downgrading our podcast. Stop making it seem lamer than it is.
But you know what? We're putting ourselves out there. We're pretty cool.
I mean, it's a nice podcast. Did I tell you? So, my boyfriend we were bored. We were in the car and we were like waiting in a giant queue for the bank, the drive up. So he turned on our podcast.
Yeah.
But he turned on the first episode and I screamed in the car. I was like, why would you turn on the first episode? Like, and he goes, because it's the first fucking episode.
Definitely.
Like,
see where we are now before you listen to the first episode.
Yes,
because we have made
so bad
major improvements since then.
I was like a giggly shit in the first episode. The first few episodes. Like, I could not stop laughing. I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, episode 6 was
okay, episode 6, we were on something. I swear to God, we were fucking on something.
We were on the holiday spirit. I kid you not. Like, that was...
You were on it. I was just infected by that.
It was
like
just
aura that you were providing for me. I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
I was a very happy person.
Yeah,
okay?
You were.
I was a very happy person.
It was a very strange podcast. That's the strangest one that we made, I think.
Anyway, let's talk about the Queen Mary.
Hit me with it.
Our first one is a murdered girl still cries for her mother.
Ew. I hate this already. All right. Go into the details.
Apparently, it's one of the saddest tales from the Queen Mary, and it happened in the room of B474.
Oh, God.
A man strangled his wife and his child, and then left their bodies on the bed, where he then went to the bathroom and shot his other daughter before killing himself. That's right, it was a triple homicide.
Dear fucking God.
Suicide.
That. Okay.
I don't even know when this was. Okay?
Okay.
Anyways, it says that the daughter found dying with him in that B-deck restroom has continued to roam the Queen Mary ever since. This girl, she's referred to as Dana, and is said to haunt the ship and the archive and the cargo areas, and can be heard playing and hiding among the crates.
Okay, how old was she? Does it say?
It doesn't say, but she was young.
Oh, okay. I don't like this. So can we assume she's like a 6-year-old girl or something?
I mean, yeah. I guess she'd be like, if you're playing hide and go seek, you're probably like 6 or 7.
6 or 7. Unless you're a fucking weirdo and you're still playing it at like 13.
Unless, the other thing is, it could be like, unless you're playing with your other sister, you know?
Yeah, that's still creepy as fuck.
Well, here, think of like how many games have you played with your younger brother because they wanted to play and they had no one to play with. I know.
That's true.
I have played so many.
To be fair, your brother is like
infinitely,
almost a full generation younger.
Oh yeah,
though, so.
It's crazy. He's super small.
Yeah. So my brother and I are only 4 years apart. So by the time I started getting sick of playing his games, we were already kind of drifting apart already. So, I mean, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's like, that's really creepy. Hide and seek itself is just really, really creepy.
Woo.
I don't like that game.
I mean, spooky. Alright. And anyways, ghost hunters have investigated the cargo hold in search of the lost girl and claim that proof of her is in the form of orbs and misty shadows that appear in their photos. Visitors have also reported seeing Dana wandering near the second-class pool, crying out for her mother.
Okay, as you said shadows, I saw a shadow come over the door and realized it was just my hand reaching for my monster.
As you can
gave
tell,
myself a heart attack. I was like, there's a ghost. No.
very spooky.
It is spooky. There's like shadows everywhere. Okay, anyway.
All right.
I don't like that. Recap. I don't like that.
All right. So, yeah. That's story number 1.
God, how many more stories are there? There's so many.
Number 2. A crew member who was crushed to death leaves handprints in the shaft alley. Bum, bum, bum!
Like
right.
actual handprints?
I guess so. So we get more details on this one. I think the murder, triple murder, suicide might have happened when, like, the ship first launched back in, like, the 1940s.
So that was, like, a little bit...
Before news, before good records.
Before technology.
Because this one happened July 10th, 1966. The crew of the Queen Mary ran a routine emergency drill, and in the engine room during the drill, 18-year-old crew member John Pedler attempted to squeeze through the door 13 while it was in the 60-second closing process. Pedler miscalculated and was crushed to death.
2 comments. 1, he was fucking 18.
Mm-hmm.
2, why the fuck would you try to squeeze through a door? Like,
I don't know. And
he truly was an 18-year-old. That's all I'm saying.
And he was nearly severed in half.
Disgusting. I mean, R.I.P., but also disgusting.
So, Pedler is affectionately known as Half-Hatch Harry and is often spotted in the corridors and elevators surrounding the engine room. Those visiting Shaft Alley, the narrow passage from the engine room to the stern, have reported seeing a bearded man in overalls following them and then disappearing near door 13.
Ew.
There are also claims of clothing or purses being tugged on, banging pipes, and greasy handprints appearing out of nowhere.
Ew.
A tour guide named Nancy Ann said that she had her own encounter with Pedler, and this is a quote from her. "I don't know why I turned around, but I turned around and standing right behind me on the step was a man. He had on blue overalls, and they were dirty. I stepped aside to let him go by, and he wasn't there. He was gone."
I don't fucking like that at all.
Dun, dun, dun!
I'm like, ugh.
Are you spooked?
I am very spooked. I don't know if you can tell. I don't know if it's obvious.
Okay, to give you a visual, I can definitely tell she's spooked because she's, like, made herself as small as she could possibly be. We're sitting on a bed, and she's literally, like, got her legs tucked under her, and then she's, like, got her arms folded up, and, like, her hand is, like, she's resting her hand on her, like her chin on her hand.
This shit's scary.
And, yeah.
This shit's legit scary. Like, you know that thing where I said that if I wouldn't pay to be on the Queen Mary, I don't think you could pay me to be on the Queen Mary at this point. If I'm going to be followed by a creepy 18-year-old guy in overalls, like...
It's not that scary. I've been there. This is my experience.
Fucking still!
Okay.
Continue.
Number 3.
Oh, dear God. Oh, I know. Oh, fuck. I know this one because I saw it on the article.
A ghostly girl leaves wet footprints by the pool.
I mean... Same.
Right. So... Jackie is one of the most famous spirits among the Queen Mary. Once unknown whether or not Jacqueline Torrin drowned in the second-class pool, she has continued to spook both guests and investigators for decades. Jackie is one of the most recorded spirits aboard the Queen Mary and is known for audibly answering questions and leaving behind lively EVP exchanges. Tour guides will often coax little Jaxie into singing the guest's song, and occasionally she does. She's a playful ghost and often interacts with visitors either in either the first or second class pool areas. There's 2 pool areas? What the heck?
One's for rich people, one's for poor people.
I mean, I get it. And the third class don't have a pool area.
Because those are the broke people. There's rich, there's okay, and then there's fucking broke. I don't like this.
Anyway, she often interacts with visitors in the first or second class pool areas, and many have claimed to hear her giggling, laughing, singing, splashing, and asking for either her parents or her teddy. Guests also say they've heard her playing with other children. We came into the pool area and heard giggling and the sound of a little girl playing in the area, and at that point I noticed there was splashing. Said Kathy Love, a maintenance supervisor on the ship. The splashing stopped and the giggling continued as we observed small wet footprints of a child walking across into the locker room. I know that I saw what I saw. I'm not Deep breath. There's a lot of I saw. I know that I saw what I saw. I'm not sure exactly why I saw it, but I know it was there. Bum, bum, bum!
I don't fucking like that.
A spooky little girl saying, hello?
Okay, I don't like that even more, but for different reasons. Ew, no! What the fuck?
Do you know where my mommy is?
That made me feel so weird.
I'm trying to do a scary voice. Is it scary?
Do you know where my mommy is?
Have you seen my teddy?
No, stop! She's like making eye contact with me as she's doing this. It's so scary. I don't. Wait, what else? What would she say? She'd be like,
Have you seen my teddy?
I don't like that. I just scared myself.
Have you seen my parents?
No, go away. Stop bothering
What if she asked for a teddy bear and it actually had a name? So she's like, have you seen my Jacob? My little brown bear?
Ew!
Yes, I lost him a while back. And then someone would be like, how long ago did you lose him? Maybe lost and found find him. Oh, in 1934. And then just flat out I could totally see this is almost I think a 9 or 10-year-old, so they're young enough that they're still giggling and playing with the kids, but they're smart enough to mess with adults.
I'm gonna shit my pants. No shame.
I want to know what she sings. Is it
no, God. Or even worse. What is it?
Okay, that got me.
Yes, I did it. Okay.
Or she doesn't even start with that. She's.
Okay. Stop. You're literally gonna make me shit my pants. So stop. Oh God, ew. I don't like this.
Jackie, email us.
No! Don't you fucking dare. You wanna know why?
Why?
Because I'm the one who checks the email. I get the fucking email notifications. Don't do this.
I.
But it's on my email board. No, I don't want any part of it. Don't invite her here.
She died in 19 before internet was a thing.
I don't care.
Watch her email us and be like, I fucking know what the internet is.
Oh God, I listen to your fucking podcast, bitch.
You're right, I do sing Ring Around the Rosie. I'm a little tone deaf, but it doesn't matter.
No, I don't like this.
Okay.
I'm gonna cry. Okay, what's next?
Number 4. This one's sad.
Oh.
Sailors that were left for dead and are still trying to board.
Oh God.
Ding ding.
That was the saddest. Where's the cowbell when you need it?
Right? I'm I want to do the little ringing bell.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we did it in Rossi. It'd be like ding ding.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. During World War II, the Queen Mary was put into active duty, and she got a gray paint job, and she was nicknamed the Gray Ghost.
God, I can't take much more of this.
Ooh. It was customary at the time for ships to sail a zigzag pattern in order to counter any U-boats attacks. Larger craft would often be escorted through open water by smaller vessels that would provide anti-aircraft cover. Germany had made it clear that the Queen Mary was a target, and at one time, Adolf Hitler actually offered a $250,000 and an Iron Cross to any submarine captain capable of sinking her. Oof. I mean, that was back in World War II. How much money do you think that was back then?
A lot of fucking money.
That was probably like $1 million
That's
or
a lot
something.
of fucking money.
That was a lot of money.
Yeah.
That was like plenty. Like, you were set for life if you didn't like die in the war at that time. And if you got the Iron Cross, I'm pretty sure you were like, I'm now a general. I'm a general.
I mean, even here, right? If you go at war and then you retire with honors, don't you get like, or you're supposed to get enough money to set you up for life?
Oh yeah.
That doesn't fucking happen. So
anyway,
continue.
And what's it? The vessel was given orders to never stop while out in the open sea because she would likely become a victim of U-boat fire. On October of 1942, the Queen Mary's escort ship, the Curacoa, was struggling to keep up and tried to recoup some ground by running straight instead of zigzagging. Oh no. The Queen Mary collided so hard with the Curacoa that the smaller ship was severed in two.
What the fuck?
The Queen Mary sailed on because she was like ordered never to stop, and the Curacoa sank in less than 6 minutes, and only 99 men survived. God damn. Oof. While working in the bow of the ship, the marine engineer John Smith claimed to hear shouts of rushing water, metal tearing, and men screaming on several different occasions. Much later, Smith read an article about the Curacoa and said, the very area where I heard the mysterious water rushing and was the exact same area that was damaged when the ship hit the Curacoa. This is what it would have sounded and felt like if I had been in the compartment at the time, but I knew it couldn't have been. There have been other similar experiences. Some have said that they've heard what sounded like dozens of hand pounding on the sides of the ship, begging to be let aboard. Ooh.
Man, do you want to go to this fucking ship?
I don't want to go towards the bow of the ship anymore.
Like, I don't.
Ugh.
I don't. Like, that's really sad, but it's also...
I mean, here's the thing. It's creepy and it's super sad. And every fiber of my being wants to be able to figure out, like, a way to help them. But I'm not sure there's any way to help them. Yeah. So I don't even want to go near them. Because there's no way you can, like, give them peace or anything. So you're just stressing yourself out.
You're just like,
like, you hear banging on the side of the door. And I'm like...
Okay. Nope. Goodbye. I'm sorry.
Oh,
taking.
Oh, this one's creepy too.
All right.
Number 5. A dead worker taps on the hull where he's curled up into a ball again, guys.
Noping my way out of this fucking situation.
A dead worker taps on the hull where his body was discovered. A man named John Henry is rumored to have died near the generator room while working on the construction crew of the Queen Mary in the 1930s. Unexplained noises and sightings of a shadowy figure plagued that area. People inside the room have reported being touched, having their cheeks brushed, and being pushed or tugged on. There have also been claims of spirits looking down at the people through the hole in the ceiling and then darting away. Ooh.
No! Fuck no!
The most common sounds from the area are persistent clinks and taps on the hull.
Mariah, there's fucking holes in the ceiling right now.
Okay.
I don't care. Ew. I'm not looking up. I'm just not looking up.
We're just gonna look down. Not even looking, like, shut the door, like, not even looking out there.
No.
Some of the most common sounds are clinks and taps, and they are consistent with...
No.
And they're consistent with men working on a ship. Could you imagine that? What if he was just, like, tapping, like, he was, like, knew Morse code, because I'm sure they knew Morse code back then, so he's just making, like, taps and clanks and Morse code, and, like, listening to arguments downstairs and being like, she's fucking right. It's just like,
she listened to her.
right? Or being like, just stop, man. It's a lost cause. Or like, if it's over the restaurant, just being like, don't get the creme brulee.
Okay, that I would appreciate. Like,
Right?
honestly, I'd appreciate that. I'd be like, would you like the creme brulee this evening? Nope.
And then you hear Clang's like, no.
Nope, I'm good. Thank you. I'll take something else. Jesus. That is the one thing that would make me want to go
A
visit.
friendly ghost is just trying to like
See,
signal in
if all
Morse
ghosts,
code.
look, if we had proof that ghosts were friendly, then I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't have a problem. But we don't have fucking proof.
Okay.
So.
Speaking of restaurants,
No. What the fuck? No, what the fuck?
Story number 6.
How many fucking stories are there?
I don't know.
No,
Just keep
Mariah.
going.
I'm so scared.
Spectral patrons haunt the restaurants and lounges.
Jesus.
I've been to this restaurant. The reason I mentioned creme brulee
you're
was
fucking
like
teasing us with this.
I had creme brulee there.
Experience. Oh, God.
I have no idea what else I had, but I remember I had creme brulee and I had like a sandwich. I think I had like a BLT or something. Like I got a BLT. It was like it was expensive as fuck.
Okay, sure.
It was like $20 for a BLT.
Oh dear God. Okay.
You know, like expensive. So I was like, this is not a college. This is a high school band trip. So I'm fully like, I'll get the cheapest thing because I really don't have much money. And then we like split the check for like creme brulee. And we all shared creme brulee.
Ah,
it was not the best.
That's why you're like, don't get the creme brulee.
It had like an okay texture, but it had a weak sauce, like topping.
Yeah.
You know how that's supposed to be like, you're supposed to be able to crack it.
Yeah.
Weak sauce.
You couldn't crack it.
No, it was like barely there. Like like
fucking lame.
Weak sauce.
Okay.
Okay.
Jesus.
Just because I'm in high school doesn't mean I don't know what creme brulee is supposed to be. Come on now, there's prom for a reason.
And this is the segment in which Mariah gets mad at desserts done poorly.
Agreed. Come on, I can do better than you with a broiler at my own home.
Apologies, ladies and gents.
It's not that hard. You probably have a blowtorch.
In defense of everyone who screwed up a creme brulee, I've screwed up a creme brulee mostly because I can't fucking cook. So, hit me with this next story.
All right. Well, this story starts with a quote from Carol Layden, who had been working on the Queen Mary for 14 years before something happened that she would never forget.
I am yeeting myself out of this room.
For some reason, I picked up a cup of coffee, went out to the tables, and there was a lady sitting there. I was so fascinated by her dress. She appeared to be in a late afternoon cocktail-type dress from the 40s. She had dark hair, rolled at the sides, and no makeup on. She seemed very pale, but I never saw her move. I left the table, went up about 10 feet, turned around, and I wanted to take a look. And then there was nothing there.
Stop making eye contact with me when you say that.
I gotta make eye contact with something.
That's fair. That is, I mean, compared to the other stories, that's a little bit less.
Then,
oh God.
Leslie Sherman, a bartender in the Starboard Lounge, claims that she had been personally haunted by a specter named Bruce.
Bruce.
I don't want to say just Bruce.
Bruce. She's been haunted by a specter named Bruce.
I mean, like, he died in like the 1940s, but back then he was like totally rich, you know?
Okay, we're never doing Valley Girl again. Just keep going. That was my mistake. I'm sorry.
I mean, there's some way he could get with a lawyer, right? And like give her the rest of his money.
I'm not sure what accent you're trying to pull now. It's like Valley Girl exasperated rich bitch who
Yes. That's what
no
it
idea.
is.
Okay, that's what it is.
Okay.
Anyway, Bruce.
Shermano said she can feel someone watching her and that Bruce tends to move wine glasses. A wine aficionado. Maybe he's Italian.
Is Bruce an Italian?
I don't know.
Okay.
But just imagine like a sexy Italian ghost just be like, yes,
I could get down with it.
I'll possess your lover.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Okay.
I mean, I don't know how a ghost relates. If you're in a ghost relationship, let us know because I am intensely curious how that works. Are you like
ghost relationship?
Yes.
Like
I'm not
dating
talking
a spirit.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Yes.
That people do.
There was apparently a lady that like totally married a 13th century ghost or something. So I want to know, are you married to the ghost or is like the ghost possessing someone else and you're dating them? Let me know. Because some of that's
a weird taste in my mouth, I'll be honest. I don't know.
Some of that sounds really evil to me.
Yeah, that's a little bit on the dark shit side. What the fuck? Okay, well. Moving on.
All right. Ooh, number 7. A spirit in a bathing suit creeps through the pool changing room.
That's just perverted. That's fucking sick.
A presence is said to linger in the first class pool. Oh, it's obviously not perverted because they have money.
Oh. I say that because I don't have money.
When the area is quiet, visitors have claimed to see the woman in a bathing suit. She doesn't have a nickname. Like, I don't know.
Sandra.
Susan. Willow. I was thinking like Wilma or Willow.
I like Wilma.
Yeah. Okay, from now on, she's no longer a woman in a bathing suit. Her name's Wilma.
Her name's Wilma, yeah.
I
was like, my first reaction was like, Sandra. That's too suburban mom. Wilma, that's classy. What kind of bathing suit, though? Because, like, are we talking about, like, 2010?
1930 style bathing suit, and she appears to be in her late 20s and early 30s.
That sounds like
So, totally. Her name's Wilma.
I would love to meet
You uncultured swine.
I would love to meet Wilma.
Agreed. Because all she does is, like, head to the changing rooms.
You know my bias is for this. I'm for this.
Like, that's all she does. It's literally, like...
Just go to the changing rooms.
She is seen heading to the changing rooms or walking along the edge of the pool and may have been claimed to... some have claimed to see footprints or puddles appear just before she materializes.
That's not too bad.
She just wants to go change her bathing suit. We've all been there where you're soaking wet, it's cold, and you want to get dry. She's stuck like that for eternity.
Oh, that poor girl.
I'm surprised she's not doing more than just trying to go change her suit. Come on now.
That's a solid thing to do, I guess. That's unfinished business.
She never got to change out of her bathing suit.
Here's my question. How the fuck did she die? If, like...
Maybe she drowned.
Maybe. In a pool?
I mean, you're on a pool on a ship. So think circumstances where you drown on a pool on a ship. Those pools were sketchy.
Yeah.
Way back when. They used to be made like way deeper.
Yeah, that's fair.
So imagine if you're in a storm and it's making small waves and you're not a super strong swimmer. They didn't have life vests or lifeguards or anything like that back then.
That's fair. So you would have fucking died.
You could have hit your head against the side in a wave and drowned.
Okay, well.
We're coming up with theories as to how Wilma died. Send in your responses.
You were always with the plug-in. You're like, I want interaction.
We have no one talking to us other than Savannah and
your mom.
My mom.
Wait, Sweden person. Did they come in yet? No.
They, like, left right before we sent out our email.
Sweden.
We hate you.
No, I was gonna say we miss you. You went the date route. I miss you. I miss you. She doesn't. I miss you.
We miss Sweden, Australia, United Kingdom.
Damn it, guys. We're not that bad, are we?
I actually think it might have been New Zealand as well.
No!
We miss all of you guys. Probably because you guys went and started with episode 1.
Yeah. I mean, they were with us from the start.
Not all of them.
Oh, okay.
Just Sweden. Sweden listened to all of our bad ones and then left.
Sweden, come back!
All right.
They're like, I'm done with this shit. Anyway.
Number 8. A poisoned officer patrols the main deck. On September 18th, 1949, Second Senior Staff Officer William E. Stark was on the hunt for some gin. His captain had given Stark permission to have a drink, but he was unable to locate the liqueur. A steward, F.R. Stokes, located the wayward alcohol and gave it to Stark. What Stokes didn't know was that a fellow shipmate had used the empty gin bottle to store some cleaning fluid, specifically tetrachloride.
The fuck?
Label that shit.
Yeah, why the fuck? That's the number one rule in, like, chem labs.
So, Stark knew something wasn't right. According to Stokes' report, Mr. Stark came to my cabin again and said, I have drunk some kind of acid. I said, I'm sorry, sir. I thought it was gin. In the following days, Stark fell into a coma and then passed away. The ethereal form of Officer Stark has been seen walking along through his personal quarters and along the main side deck to the promenade. A tour guide, Tony Ashland, said that he saw the apparition standing near the control panel in the aft engine room with a clipboard in hand. Some visitors have speculated that Stark is the only hanging around on the Queen Mary because he's still looking for his nip of gin. Holy shit, he's just here because he didn't get his gin?
Me as a ghost.
You're just like,
imagine that alcohol.
You have like a heart attack right before you get your dry martini or like your cosmopolitan, and then you're just
I just haunt the bar.
You're just stuck at the bar.
I need that fucking martini. That's me as a ghost. Like, I would do that. That's relatable. That's the most relatable story I've seen yet.
Ooh.
No, don't.
The lady in white lingers near the piano.
God, ew. There's so many ladies in white.
Piano! Spooky piano!
I played the piano. Don't give me this shit.
I just imagine her, like, keeping up with the times and then, like, playing, like, spooky music every once in a while and being like, this is a new hip spook. It's me, Lady Adelaide, still playing the same piano, here to entertain you tonight. Let's get funky.
No! Why would you say that? Why would you say that?
And then she just plays some, like, sweet jazz on the piano, and everyone's like, piano is haunted! And it's just, like, some performer that's just, like, stuck there. Just trying
that's actually sad.
Just trying to entertain people. You're like, this is my job. This is what I'm supposed to do. I clap for her.
Yeah, me too. Respect this.
Ghosts have feelings too.
I like how, as we're reading this, we're slowly becoming advocates for ghost rights. Like, what the fuck is happening?
Maybe he's just trying to tell you messages in Morse code. Did you ever think about that, Cheryl?
Oh my god. I can't.
Yeah.
Okay, who is this lady?
Alright. The origins of the Lady in White are unknown, but the spirit
fucking course it is.
Is seen dancing the night away in the shadowy corner of the Queen's Salon, formerly the first-class lounge. She is also seen hanging around the ship's lobby near the piano, which was also originally housed in the lounge. She's described as a young, beautiful woman decked out in a white evening gown from the 1930s. When she isn't dancing, guests usually see her gliding down the stairs towards the lobby, walking past corridors, and disappearing in the elevators. She's even appeared during some of the ghost tours that frequent the ship. Okay, so this is some of that, like, spooky haunted mansion-F shit where she's going to the ball, she's having a good time, and someone poisons her drink.
Yeah.
Bitches!
Honestly, that's a little cliche, though. Like, that happens in every single ghost story.
But still.
Yeah.
Bitches!
Bitches! No, that's really... Okay, women dressed in white.
I mean, it used to be a really popular color.
I mean, I guess, but that's, like, always the story. She's just an innocent person, and then someone fucking kills her, and then now she...
Well, maybe she wasn't so innocent. You never know.
Right?
But at the same time, why you gotta be all cliche and doing away with her when she's wearing white and poisoning her drink?
Can't you wait until she's wearing, like, pink or something? Like,
right?
Please?
I would love the lady in the green dress.
I don't like that.
It doesn't. Maybe that's why it's always a white dress. It just sounds better.
The lady in white. Can't we just say the lady in scarlet? I don't know.
The lady in magenta.
The lady in magenta. The lady in
indigo.
Ah, no.
Oh, here's a interesting one for you. Chartreuse.
No, God, why? Don't say anything.
What if you could rhyme it so it's like a ghost? Let's see, a spirit. What rhymes with spirit?
I don't know where you're going with this.
Spectre.
Spectre. Wait. God damn it. We're gonna be here all night.
Ghost, spectre, spirit. Apparition.
Please stop.
Orb.
No, ew. Okay, I hate it. I hate the word orb because really bad fanfictions have ruined it for me. Do you know how eyes are described in really bad fanfictions?
Orbs.
Those orbs in her face. I'm just like, what the fuck? Why are you trying? Why would you say something like that? That's disgusting.
I don't know, but they did.
I know.
Anyways, moving on. We'll get back to you if we find something that rhymes, because that'd be so cool to, like, describe something. It's like...
As a rhyme?
Yeah, like, the
dead guy in blue. I don't know. That's not a rhyme.
No.
We'll see.
We'll get back
to you.
All right. Anyways, then there is the haunted stateroom. There are 355 rooms in the Queen Mary that are considered haunted. However, Deck B is considered to be the most haunted, and especially in room B340. There are persistent complaints of strange noises, footsteps, faucets turning on and off, hangers moving in the closet, furniture moving, voices, guests being touched, and the comforter being ripped off the bed, and numerous other incidents.
I don't like that. I don't like
Many of these incidents caused management to close B340 up. But since the room is no longer available to guests, the activities have still continued. The room was stripped bare. Guests in neighboring rooms still report unusual noises, as well as sightings of full-bodied apparitions appearing in front of them and then vanishing through the walls into room B34. Or 340, whatever. The scary room that no one wants to stay in unless you're really a ghost buff. Which is not us.
I mean, you're more of a ghost buff than I am, let's be honest.
One of the stories says that a staff member was murdered in the room and now drives out anyone who tries to stay there. Others are a swirl of a pregnant bride isolating herself inside the room and going insane when her lover rejected both her and her baby. That's really sad.
Yeah, that is... What the fuck? This got sad fast. What the fuck?
And here's another possibility. Disney could have made it up. That's right. Disney owns the Queen Mary. It's all a hoax.
Yep, yeeting out of this place. Fucking Disney.
That's right.
I have issues.
They needed a scary attraction for all the adults out there. And so then they made ghost stories for the Queen Mary. Don't know if that's actually true because I saw the Queen Mary, and let me tell you, some of the stuff I saw, that's not either fake.
Wait, are you going to tell your experience now?
That's right. That's the last story. And
oh,
so
dear
now
God. Okay, this I'm excited to hear.
We're on to the personal segment. I'm going to lower my voice and speak a little closer.
If you dare to do an ASMR.
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna do like Delilah. Welcome to the personal portion of this podcast.
Oh, dear God. Can I make sarcastic commentary?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a real experience to tell you about, my friends.
I fucking bet.
I forget what we call. Oh, my dears.
Is that what my darlings? My little darlings. Our little darlings.
Anyways, it was many years ago.
Oh, dear God.
I was in high school.
I love you.
I was actually a freshman. That's right. I was a baby.
So this was baby Mariah.
This was baby me.
Okay.
I wasn't actually that small.
But let's face it, everyone freshman year of high school and younger is a baby.
And freshman. Yeah. Okay. So, I was one of the few freshmen that got to go on this band trip. And we went to Anaheim, California. And I just so happened to be staying with 3 other people in my room.
Mm-hmm.
2 of the other ones were freshmen. And then the other one was a unique character.
Can you expose names? Do I know these people?
I will expose names later. I won't say right now because...
Do I know these people?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay, good.
This was like... She was like a junior when I was a freshman.
Oh, okay,
and I didn't meet you until sophomore year?
Until your sophomore. So she would have been a senior.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, okay.
Anyways. The 3 freshmen in that room, myself and my 2 friends, we'll call them E and P. That's really hard to distinguish because they sound very similar.
E and P. Just like pronunciate the P. P. Don't do that.
I don't want to do that on the mic. We don't have a pop filter. It's gonna be like. I don't want to.
Now you just messed it up even more. You just messed it up even more now.
Okay.
Okay. How about Emma and Post Malone? That's the first thing.
Emma and Pat.
Gross. Okay, continue.
All right, so Emma and Pat and I were the 3 freshmen on the trip.
Sure.
That I remember. There could have been more, but not very many more. It would have been guys, because we were the only girl freshmen on the trip.
Okay.
Anyways, we hung out together because, same grade, didn't really hang out with other people, weren't really many others from our class, and socializing in high school, ugh. Anyways, we were roomies, we hung out together.
Mm-hmm.
One of the cool things we got to do was we got to go visit the Queen Mary. And let me tell you,
I don't like this already.
I was stoked because I had no idea what the Queen Mary was. And so, of course... So you were
going into this bitch blind.
Being the nerd that I was before the trip, finally getting the itinerary like a week before we left and figuring out what exactly we were doing, I was like, what the hell is the Queen Mary? I was like, why do I care about this?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. And so, of course, me being the little nerd that I was, I did extensive research. I knew all about Hatch Harry. I knew all about that stuff. I was like, I am not going to pay to go on a stupid tour. I'm going to go try and find these bitches myself.
Oh, dear God.
So,
freshman you and freshman me would not have gone along. Just saying.
So, little baby freshman me was on the ship. We took some pictures. We went and we saw, like, the phone booth that they had. It was all red. And,
wait, in the Queen Mary?
On the Queen
Anaheim?
Mary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so we're at the Queen Mary. We went, and
were
of
there
course,
any orbs in any of the pictures that you took? Oh, we're getting to that. Okay, continue.
Well, don't spoil
continue.
Continue.
I don't know. I'm guessing. I'm providing commentary. Continue.
Anyways, we went, and let me tell you, at the bow of the ship, I did not hear any Morse code commentary.
God damn it.
I would have really appreciated.
Disappointed.
I would have really appreciated some help knowing not to get the creme brulee. Damn it, John.
Okay.
Anyways, we went and I actually think we might have eaten at the Starboard Lounge.
Is that the same one as that really weird lady who?
I think that was in the restaurant.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Because the lounge, I believe they had it set up for lunch, and like the restaurant was different, and the restaurant was like more expensive, and they had different ones.
Mm-hmm.
So we were at the lounge, and I had a sandwich and the creme brulee. Wasn't the biggest fan of the creme brulee. I'm not gonna let that go because you guys messed it up, and I expected it better, especially from someone run by Disney. Come on now.
Were they run by Disney when you went?
Yeah, they were bought out in like the 80s.
Oh, well, Disney is a fucking...
Back when like Eisner was the...
Ew, gross.
President. Yeah.
Ugh. I mean, I don't know our presidents very well, but anyone other than Abe Lincoln is gross.
No, the president of the company of Disney.
Oh, you're talking about
he's gross. He that was like the low point of Disney was when Bob Eisner was president. I think.
Of course,
I could be totally wrong.
The entire history of Disney.
It's just because I did a lot of research before I went this one time to Disney World.
Okay, continue.
I do a lot of research. That's the bottom line here.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised we still get along because I don't do any research whatsoever.
But here's the thing. I mean, like, this is what I want to do, and you're like, why? I'll tell you why, and you're like, okay, cool, okay. And that's how we get along.
Yeah, that's fair. Because I genuinely just don't give a shit. I just go along for the ride. So yeah, that's fair.
Adventures.
Continue.
Anyways.
I'm like sidetracking us all over the place.
One of the biggest places I wanted to go visit was the engine room. And let me tell you, that bitch is huge.
Dear God.
That bitch is huge. It was actually really cool. They had like all the dials and everything. And we were walking around, and I had the iPod back then. And so I was taking pictures on my little iPod as fast as I could. I was like, I was taking pictures so fast, I didn't even know what I was taking pictures of. All I was doing was standing still, making sure it took a shot, and then taking another photo. And so, of course, I wasn't really looking at what I was taking photos of. I was just like, this engine room is cool, and we got pictures on all these decks, and that's cool. So anyways, after that whirlwind of adventure, we get back to the hotel. And I'm like, all right, I want to see what pictures I got. And so I'm sitting on the bed, and I'm sharing a bed with Pat.
Okay.
And so Pat and I are sharing a bed, and we're in our pajamas in bed because curfew's at like 9:30. Because we had
you have a curfew.
We had a performance like the next day at like 12.
Yeah.
And we like couldn't go swimming. We couldn't do any of that because we had to make sure we were ready for our performance. So we're all in bed, and they tape up the door, and I'm looking through my photos, and I get to the engine room section, and I had taken a photo by these dials where it looked like someone would have like moved levers and all of this, and on one of the photos, it was the strangest thing. There was a silhouette of a person.
Ew!
And so you remember how I was telling you that I was taking pictures on an iPod, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I get iPods are bad, but I was taking pictures where I made sure that they were like in focus. So I was looking, and I was like, all right, let me try and rationalize this for a second. All the other pictures around it were still. That one picture had a figure in it.
I don't like this.
Everything else was in focus, and it wasn't like a big reflection off of anything.
It was like a legit silhouette.
Yeah. It was like, think like a milky residue.
You still have this picture?
I do somewhere, but it's not on this laptop. It's on my old laptop.
That's fine.
And so I look at this photo, and I'm starting to get a little freaked out.
Duh.
So I'm sitting there, I'm like, I can't really rationalize this. Let's see if Pat has any help. So I lean over to Pat, and I'm like, Pat, look at this photo I have. What do you see? She looks at it, and she looks for like a solid second, and she's like, holy shit, that's a ghost.
Oh, fuck no.
And then both Pat and I are like,
fuck no.
Like, we look at each other, and we do that. Are you serious, girl?
Are you kidding me? What the fuck?
So then, of course, I'm like,
no.
well, let me get a second opinion on this. So I go over to Emily, and I'm like, Emily, Emily.
Yo, Emily.
Leave this photo I got. And so I show her the photo, and she's like, holy shit, girl. That's a ghost. And I'm like, damn it. And so we start, like, freaking out. I'm like, there's no way. We didn't see anything there. You guys were with me. I didn't see anything. Did you see anything? Girl, no. And so we're freaking out. And we get loud enough that, like, the chaperones come over and knock on our door and are like, you okay? And we come out, like, I think we might have actually, like, come out and been like, guys, we freaking out here. And so our band teacher at the time and the chaperone come over, and there's like 3 of them, right? There's like a parent, our band teacher, and the other teacher chaperone. They come over and they're like, girls, what's going on? We got a performance tomorrow. What are you doing? And I'm like, Mr. M, I was looking through my phone at the like photos we got, and I'm freaking out. I think I got a ghost. And so I show him the photo, and he's like, oh, girl, that's a ghost.
No! Fucking no!
Not. My band teacher saw the photo, and so did Mrs. C. And they were like, girl, that's a ghost. And then, of course, they were like, all right, calm down. It's not gonna get you here. You're fine. Yeah. It's not a ghost. Don't worry about it. And then I'm like the other girls go in the room, and then Mr. M and Miss C are like, right, that's a ghost. But go to bed. And so, of course, I'm like tossing and turning that night, but whatever. And here's to give me an idea of how convincing this was. I was freaked out by it. Mm-hmm. And then years later, so this was freshman year, senior year, Mrs. C, the same chaperone, on the Anaheim trip, went on the trip to Hawaii. Okay. And she sees me at the airport, and she's like, oh, girl, it is so good to see you. Uh-huh. And she's like so excited to go to Hawaii, and she's like, girl, you totally saw a ghost anyhow.
No.
She remembered 4 years later.
I don't fucking like that.
4 years later, she remembered and came up to me and was like, that was totally a ghost, girl.
Well, I fucking hated that, so.
That is the story of the ghost I saw on the Queen Mary. That's right.
So, moral of the story, if someone asks me to go to the Queen Mary, I am going to raise my middle finger and say, fuck you.
Unless they pay for it, in which case, we're going to check in.
No, in which case, I will still need a lot of convincing.
We're going to check in, record a podcast, and then go to Disneyland, because we ain't fucking with that shit.
I'm not fucking done. If we ever get to the Queen Mary, and we're still doing this podcast, I want to do an episode.
Oh, yeah, we're totally going to do an episode there and revisit this.
Hey,
and, like, hopefully,
Queen fucking Mary!
If we ever get to the point, I hope we're, like, known enough that we can totally, like, visit with someone that's been a tour guide there and actually get, like, an interview sort of thing going on.
Dude, that'd be dope.
That would be dope.
But,
how about a better idea? We talk to them, say we're doing a paranormal podcast when we're much more famous than this. So this will likely never happen. But don't even stay there. Just go midday when they're doing checkout and stuff and do a podcast while we do like a private ghost tour going through the rooms and be able to visit 340 and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be pretty dope.
And then we don't even have to stay there.
Yeah.
Then we just go to Disneyland.
I'm not fucking staying there.
And we just go.
Can we do a podcast at Disneyland?
We can also do a podcast at Disneyland. Get ready for podcasts all about the Haunted Mansion.
I don't.
At Disneyland.
All right. Well, next week, what are we doing for our podcast?
Next week, we're going to do some romantic story because it's going to be
Valentine's Day! That was the corniest shit we've ever pulled.
That was so on point, though.
That was on point, but that was the corniest shit we've ever pulled on this
Making me
podcast.
goosebumps how on point that was.
Hold on. Before we disband here, you did tell me that you had a podcast milestone that you wanted to announce. So let me raise my monster.
Cheers.
Okay, I'm not sure what we're cheering for, but
we passed 75 downloads.
Woo! I legit did not know that she withheld this information from me.
I was like, I'm not gonna tell you until we're recording.
Bitch, you better fucking okay. So, yes, 75 downloads.
We passed 75 downloads, and
I'm so proud of us.
Yeah,
we need to get our Patreon and our Twitter and our everything else going.
They're going, just no one visits them.
And also, I don't post anything on Twitter. Right. That's the problem. So, if you have any Twitter ideas that you'd like to see, because I have no idea how to fucking work Twitter. No. So if you guys have any ideas on what we could post, let us know.
Yeah.
Email us. We love reading emails. And by love reading emails,
because we don't get any.
Yeah. I would love to read y'all emails.
We'd love to. We'd love to meet up for coffee and be like, girl,
go through the emails.
Let's talk about our emails and then respond to each of them.
Yeah.
Until we're too famous to. In which case, we'll respond to the important ones that are not hate mail. We'll respond to all the other ones.
We can respond to hate mail too. I would like an episode on which we're just responding to hate mail.
That's when you get bonus episodes.
Yes, on our Patreon. Yes, we need to get.
Because we want to do bonus content.
We would love to. Like, I sometimes do bonus content on my Snapchat. Like, I'm just like, hey, behind the scenes, guess what we're doing? So I turned into Mickey for a second. Okay, we should probably end this now.
Yeah.
So,
anyways. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's been so long.
I know, but we are back.
I might have forgotten our catchphrase.
Well, I forgot it too. Yeah, it was something like drive safe.
No, it was like stay safe out there and always question everything.
There we go.
We found it again. Hasn't been that long.
Stay safe. Always question everything. Goodbye, my darlings. We love you. We will catch you next week.
Sleep well.